Good day to everybody. This is Emdad Rahman from the sports show LB24 TV, and I'm pleased to say I'm here with former British heavyweight champion Julius Francis, an iconic boxer and a very, very well-known name on the boxing circuit. Julius, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Just a few quick questions. Let's start with your career, very importantly. Today you've been at an event where you've been talking to young people about aspirations and motivation and dedication. How important is it for you as an iconic boxer in Britain, but also an international name, to encourage children to be active in their lives?
The activity and the importance of just getting out there and trying is the motivation, all the motivation that's needed. Once you start something, especially in my game, the boxing, when I started, I was just hooked on it. So it was something that just, it was great for my mental health, great for my well-being. It wasn't always going on that straight path, but you know, eventually when it did hold me, I was able to achieve the things that I wanted to achieve, which was actually becoming British champion.
So it's quite evident, and we all know that you, like a lot of boxers and people from working class backgrounds, you weren't born with a silver spoon in your mouth.
No.
So it's been a tough track to the top. Many of the children that you've spoken to at the London Enterprise Academy today during the assembly will be looking at you as a role model. How important is the medium of sports in engaging people, but also keeping them on the right track?
Well, it's the sport is one thing, education is another thing, and we all learn at different times, and we all learn and we all take things on it in different stages. For me, sport was able to grab hold of me and hold me for a very long time and keep my concentration. And I've found, working in schools and working with young people and just talking to young people, that once you can engage young people with sport, and once they get hold of that sport, the sport has got so many different facets to it. With boxing, when teaching boxing, you can teach boxing with numbers. You can teach boxing with reading and writing and things like this. So, and just talking about the things of outside the actual physical game of boxing, you can teach about contracts and media and all these different things that are involved in the one sport. You know, so and it is one of those things that once it holds you, and it did for me. Yeah, I never wanted to let it go, and that's the same with young people. Once you get them engaged, and something that they're very comfortable with, and they can learn about, and they can be interested about, not just the physical side of it, but the things that led that person to become a champion, and it's something that can transgress, and it's something that can. You learn about people and you go, oh, but I didn't know this about them, and I never knew that they came from a hard, tough background, and I never knew that they, you know, all the things that they never knew there, because they only see the end product. Normally they only see the end product, you know, but they don't know the background story, and the background story is sometimes can be very, very interesting, and sometimes can be very hard. And then when it's hard, they can say, yes, well, I'm going through these hardships. If they can do it, then I must be able to pull myself up.
Julius, recently you've been expressing a great deal of interest in travelling to Bangladesh.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your adventures there and what your plans.
Well, when I went to Bangladesh, we went to Bangladesh earlier on this year, in March this year, and it was fascinating for me because you hear stories and you see pictures and stuff like this, but then when you actually experience the place, as I did, how engaging the people were with me, how I was treated, what I saw, these things were, and it really fascinated me. And then the history of the country, all these things really fascinated me, and I was so, it felt like I was home from home in a way, you know. It was just fantastic. I loved it.
And you'll be happy to go back?
Oh, 100%. 100% to go back, because I made some good friends, and I want to go back and see those people. You know, it's nice.
And I know a lot of people are interested in your fights and some of the illustrious opponents that you faced during your celebrated career. Tell us about your bouts, your preparation, your thoughts on John Ruiz and also the Brixton bomber, Danny Williams.
See, yeah, these fights, even with John Ruiz. John Ruiz was the first man to ever beat me, and I was devastated when he did. He actually cracked 2 of my ribs, and I was devastated. But then learning that he went on to become world champion, and it kind of inspired me. That was my first loss after 7 fights. And it inspired me. It's an inspiration to me. I wanted to get straight back in the ring with him. Obviously, I never had my chance. I never got the chance to fight him again. But I went on and learned from those bad experiences. I fought, obviously, you speak about Danny Williams. Danny Williams was a man that I was very close to before our fight. We used to spar. We trained together. We sparred together. And then eventually it was that time that we had to fight. Even though I did beat Danny, I still rated Danny as one of the best homegrown heavyweights this country produced in a very long time. He was a fantastic fighter. Guys that I fought, obviously, the names like Mike Tyson, you know, an iconic boxer and an icon in his own own journey of the boxing game.
And just
Vitaly Klitschko. I fought Vitaly Klitschko. He went on to win a world title. I fought, like I say, I fought 5 world champions. And I had a good career, and I enjoyed it. I got out of it what I set out to do, and much, much more. So when I won the British title, I wanted to be British champion. I was able to do that. I was able to secure myself the Lonsdale belt, becoming only the 4th British heavyweight champion to do that. And then, I was Commonwealth champion. I fought for the European title twice. Fought some iconic fighters in the game. So I had a blessed career. I had a blessed career.
You mentioned the legend Vitaly Klitschko, but I want to wrap up this interview by just asking the question everybody wants to hear, even though they probably heard it 1,000 times from you in the past. So your thoughts about your preparation, the whirlwind fight against Iron Mike Tyson, and is he still the baddest man on the planet?
Yeah, that was a whirlwind. It was. If I was in the centre of the storm, everything around me was the craziness. Everything around the outside of it, in the outside of it, the eye of the storm is always calm, and that's where I was. And the outside is where all the craziness happens. It was a fantastic experience. For me, my only regret about that fight is that I didn't win. I wouldn't do anything different. I wouldn't have changed anything. Wouldn't do anything different. I wouldn't fight him any different. But just the fact that he was just that guy. He was that guy, and he was. I would say at the time that I fought him, he was back to his best. So I have no regrets. And even having my name linked with the guy that they called the baddest man on the planet is always going to be a blessing. Is always going to be a blessing.
Julius, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. No problem. Thanks.
Right, great. So that's it. You've got all my guests behind me now. They're all towering above me, so it should not be difficult to spot them. But LB24 will be back on your screens very, very shortly, and we will be creating further content, and we will be having longer interviews with them. Thanks for watching The Sports Show. I'm Emdad Rahman, your host, and have a good day.